News like this should be a little more surprising than it is, but it's not. It's not. I think we all realize that at this point that Marvel just doesn't really care anymore. It's pretty obvious when it comes to Stage 4 that everything has just gone way downhill. All right, the MCU is pretty much dead, right? And these people would rather hire writers who don't care or don't know anything about these stories, these characters. The source material, the fans, right? They would rather hire those types of people than actual fans who might actually give a shit. Marvel Studios producer considers it a red flag if prospective writers are fans of original comics, prefers to hire someone who's out of the culture. As if it weren't obvious enough from simply watching any of the studio's post Infinity War output, producer Nate Moore has revealed that he believes the key to Marvel Studios' success is hiring writers who are out of the comic book culture over anyone who loves the source material. Moore, whose career has seen him serve as a producer for such Marvel Cinematic Universe entries as Captain America Civil War, The Falcon and Winter Soldier, and most recently Black Panther Wakanda Forever, shared his insight into Marvel Studios' hiring philosophy. Speaking with host Matthew Belloni about his general experience working for the Disney subsidiary, Moore was eventually asked if there was some kind of a Marvel boot camp or something that you do with these filmmakers to ingratiate them into this world and knowing all the things they need to know. To which the producer confirmed, not really. Yeah, apparently they just hire anybody off the street. Hey, you need a job? Alrighty then, you're hired. Welcome to Marvel. All right. You don't need to do any research and no type of research into these characters or stories or, you know, the Marvel the cinematic universe we've created. You don't need to know anything about that. You're hired. Noting that some Marvel writers grew up reading and collecting comics, such as Avengers Endgame co director Joe Russo and Black Panther director Ryan Coogler, Moore told Belloni, one thing I think is interesting, and specifically for writers, I would say, is that a lot of times we're pitched writers who love Marvel, and to me, that's always a red flag. I don't want you to already have a pre existing idea of what it is because you grew up with the comics and that's what you want to create or recreate, he explained. I want someone who's going to be hard on the material, who can go, what is this? I think there's a movie here, but maybe we should be looking at it this way. That's retarded. All right. If you want someone who's going to be hard on the material, hire someone who actually gives a shit about it. Hire an actual fan, not somebody who doesn't know anything about this stuff. Yeah, what is this? Yeah, that's what we're all saying when it comes to Phase 4, right? I mean, that's completely ridiculous. Uh, yeah, that's if someone doesn't really give a shit about the source material or doesn't want to do any research to figure out, or look into these characters and stories and the lore, that's how you end up with things like Dragon Ball Evolution, all right? That fucking abomination that had nothing to do with Dragon Ball, right? Offering up an example of what he was looking for in prospective writers, Moore then pointed to Captain America trilogy writers Christopher Marcus and Stephen McFeely, who weren't comic guys coming up, but were like, wait, Captain America, this seems weird. What if we kinda looked at it this way? And they weren't married to anything. I think that's important to be able to go, look, the source material is great and I love it, and comics work great in the medium they were built in, but that's not a direct one to one translation to the best version of the movie. And sometimes it takes someone who's out of the culture to go, hey, I know you think it should be this, but maybe it should be this other thing. Turning to provide further support for his argument, Moore then put forth Thor Ragnarok and Thor Love and Thunder director as a great example of that too, because he was like, "Hey, I know Thor traditionally is a bit stiff, a bit Shakespearean, but what if you tweaked it? What if you tweaked the tone completely?" Now, I will agree that some things don't translate very well from comics to to live action. Some things can be tweaked, okay? Not everything has to be a direct word for word translation into the big screen, but sometimes you tweak things a little too far, okay? You can tweak too hard, right? And it just completely ruins it. The tone of Ragnarok is all Taika because he wasn't married to Thor on the page. concluded the producer, believing himself to be complimenting the director rather than hitting the nail on the head as to why many fans have been turned off by Waititi's take on the God of Thunder. I haven't read every Thor book, I have read a lot. I couldn't tell you of a run that is tonally anything like Ragnarok. And yeah, they made Thor into a complete joke. I mean, I did like Ragnarok. I liked it a lot. I think it is funny, um, but there is a thing is too much. Taika Waititi, he's too much, right? And that's pretty evident in Love and Thunder. It's just the jokes are over the top. There's too many of them. It's just ridiculous. It's a complete joke. They made Thor into a joke character. They made Banner into a joke character. Okay, they keep doing this to all these male characters. They make them complete jokes. They're just dumbed down. It's just it's retarded, right? So yeah, I think it's obviously they just don't care anymore. I mean, they're admitting it. They don't hire anybody who actually cares. They'd rather hire activists, okay, to push their own agendas and messages. You know, it's just completely ridiculous, and that's why the MCU is failing, right? I mean, it's it's nobody really gives a shit anymore. I mean, I don't think you're gaining many more, you know, new fans or customers. You've lost a shit ton of the older fans. That's pretty obvious, but yeah, I mean, this isn't all that surprising, like I said, and I think it's just going to continue to get worse, but we'll see. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I will talk to you later.